Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall says 11:15 on Friday night. Friday night and the lights are low. Last night was not Friday night. I cannot understand how it will make those boo-boos. The mind does work mysteriously at times. I can't explain it. Maybe because I was looking at Saturday's racing at the time, but I even wrote it up as Saturday as well. That's the first time I ever made the mistake of saying it and printing it or typing it or whatever the feck you call it. But anyway, when I went back in, I seen somebody reminding me, and then I noticed. I don't know. Anyway, it was Friday, and it wasn't a bad Friday at all. We took a few pound off them today. First race, the idea was right. 2 5-year-olds, and I had wanted the last number, 6 out of the last 7. And Pipe Choke, I thought maybe it was more exposed. But to look back at it, and I had looked at it yesterday evening and wrote down second to Twig. Twig is rated 140, I think, now. Pipe always targets this meeting as well. But I thought the other one of Emil Lavelles, and then the money came for it, and I said, yeah, I might be on the right one. There had a horse fall in front of it, and there was a mistake when it was in a prominent position after about half a mile, which was going well, and I got shuffled back a bit. Otherwise, it might have run into a place, but the 5-year-old won it at a good price. We had triple trade. The reason I put up that the other night was when it was 5-1 was I put up a day early to make sure that we got each way at 5-1. And I read then this morning it was very positive that the trainer said that they'd keep it a bit closer to the pace. But it just hadn't the same class of horse as Dancing on Your Own, the Red Rum winner. Won well. That's 3 times that Harsheen has won for us, and you knew at the bottom of the hill, well, you had a fair idea that it was always going to get there after the way it's finished so well the last day. And I can't remember what was after that, but I do remember the one little Harsheen that won for us at 22-1. And coming to the last, I was saying at least get second, because I had backed at 8-1 without the favourite. But it was a great little winner at 22-1. I showed that video last night. I was impressed by the turn of foot, similar to today. It travels well. It reminds me of a horse that he had, and I can't think of it, a few years ago. It was the time Gentleman's Game was in the Challow. Am I right in saying that he had a 4-year-old at the same time, Evan Williams? And I don't think it ran after that as a 4-year-old. It was a grand little horse, something similar to that. We'll keep an eye on that and see where it goes. But it was grand to get the 4-1 or 9-2 or 5-1, whatever we got, and 22-1 winner, and the one without the favourite. I've cashed out before the last one. I never wrote down anything the last couple of nights. I'm doing this way, so I might make mistakes again tonight. Cromwell's, when I seen it on the drift, I cashed out the lucky 15 with a handsome profit. So anyway, on to tomorrow. The reason I'm late is I got the car serviced and I was in a house that there was no light. The light went out again tonight. So it was good crack. We watched the All-Stars, and fair play to Indy Smith, got his All-Stars, the first one Roscommon got since 2001. I know the father very well. I played football with him and against him years ago, junior. So there'll be scenes of jubilation in Boyle tonight. Fair play to Inda. Anyway, on to tomorrow. Before I get to Cheltenham, there's a couple I'll look at in the sprint race at what do you call it, at Lingfield. There's a horse there that we backed the last day. It's coming in the orange colours on the rail, William Twee.
Yeah. 4. Booker Bay's under a bit of pressure. Just Call Me Pete as well. And down the outside, further back, Leaperboard in company with Gisborne as they move for home. Baldemiro being joined now as William Twee on the far side comfortably comes through to hit the front. Staying on strongly is Gisborne late in the day. William Twee very much, though, showed the best acceleration to put...
Should come on for the run as well because it hadn't ran in a while. The figures say that it hasn't a chance against Tackera Bay or Mischief Magic is Appleby's raced 111. We haven't ran in Lingfield either, but we were 10 to 1 yesterday. There has been money for it. I had marked down as an each way bet, so we have to give it another chance. It's 5 to 1, 11, so it's into 9 to 2. There's a... Well, we'll see what it is without the favourite. We'll back it each way, and it's 3 to 1 without the favourite. It's one we have to give a chance to. Again, won well for us the last day. On to Navan tomorrow. I may go, it depends on the morning. If it gets the rain we got, I never seen floods on the road like tonight round here. It's you need a boat. It's unreal. So if that's blowing eastwards, I don't know how heavy this will be. It's not down for inspection anyway. So if it's not raining, I might go, but I'll definitely go Sunday, I think, anyway. But tomorrow, this was won the last year by Home by the Lee, but O'Brien's yard is going brutal. I think he's only one winner in the last 3 weeks. 1 out of 24, but he has a good few places maybe. But I'd take that on tomorrow with Bob Ollinger. He always runs fairly well in Navan. He's a sort of a unreliable sort of a horse. He was second to Home by the Lee last year, but with the yards going better, I thought that may be a bet. Well, we'll see the prices. I'd take him on anyway. I'd take on Zanahir. How did Zanahir, when did he run last? Ran in October, or just he won lately. He is the run. He was 7th in this last year. I'd take him on. In the 240, the Fortia Chase tomorrow, Dyarst Dynamo won't be looking at the rear end of El Fabiolo. He ran against him the last 3 times. He won last year, first time out, in Leopardstown. Captain Guinness won this last year. I take him. Be well worth just the visit tomorrow to Navan to see Facile Vega's first run over fences. 2 miles 1. It looks like that this could be a Turner's horse. It's 5 to 1 with the green bookie for the Turners. If this wins tomorrow, they'll probably cut it into 5 to 2. I think it's only 3 to 1 with 365. I was looking in this evening. It's a race that always throws up good horses. Hollow Games, Buddy Rich, Easy Work, Faculty Dairies, us and them, Footpad. So that's Navan out of the way tomorrow. On to the 12:35 at the Triumph Juvenile Hurdle Race. I'm going for an each way shot in this race. The favourite is a French horse that's coming in. I was looking at some of the videos. It finished 2nd and 3rd, but bringing it over the water and whatever. But I'm going for Gifted Angel. It was ran a good few times. We were on the winner of this last year, Scriptwriter. now known as More Felons. One very impressive with the last, it's only rated 100 and whatever now, 120 or something. The reason I'm going for it is, if you look at the last few winners of this race, the scriptwriter ran 5 times last year, or before it won. Previous winner, Night Salute, had ran 5 times. Going back to All Mankind, he had ran 6 times. And Quell Destin had ran 5 times. And Dufflecoat had ran 3 times. So in the last 5 years, they all had ran 3 or more times. 3, and some of them had ran 5. And if you look at this year, there's only 2. Safari, because the other ones are lightly rated. It's a trend. It's the only trend I could find. So I'm going with it. I'm going with an each way bet on Gifted Angel in the first, onto the second. I think we have 3 bus horses in this. Latitude won for us the last time. Man of the People I tipped up for the Scottish Grand National. Tipped up under supervision the last time it ran. Hascourt Clermont won for us the last time as well. But even though it's carrying top weight, I'm going with Latitude each way. It's only still, it's like it's a 7-year-old. Now this is, it went out in front the last day and it jumped like a stag and stayed on well.
For a long ways now, the back marker. And it's Latitude at the home turn with a 3-length advantage. Danny Kerwin, Duke de Beauchesne together, second and third. Good Boy Bobby in the green creeping closer. In the yellow on the red, the right is Forgot to Ask. At the third last, it's only a narrow lead for Latitude. Good Boy Bobby, Duke de Beauchesne up the straight is coming there. Danny Kerwin behind those. Latitude at the second last. Got in close, hit the top, but so did Duke de Beauchesne, who's come through in the green to challenge. And then behind those is up the straight, the final fence coming up. Nearest to us is Latitude. Duke de Beauchesne the far side. Latitude at the last, got over it in a 2-length lead. Duke de Beauchesne in second position, and it's Latitude and Alex Edwards who go on to win. Second position will be Duke de Beauchesne.
He came out, the horse was second. Duke de Beauchesne came out again in his next run. Now he's gone up £9 for that. But Darren Andrews is taken off £5. We'll see how his form is. Last 12 months, 13%, 3 wins. So he's 9 times in the first 3 out of 28. Under supervision, Man of the People, there are horses with chances as well. It'll be a big ask with top weight, but if you look at it, you're nearly giving away 2 stone to the bottom. But anyway, we'll have to stick with, there's a lot of money there for Reed to return, Tony Martin's horse tonight. We'll have to stick with the bus horse in that. And it's similar in the next race, where the winner of the last two with Good Risk at All. And the horse that was the horse that fell at the third last, gave £12 and a good beating to a good few horses the last time. It was his first time over fences. It jumped well.
Mistake. First significant mistake by the novices in this race, and Hometown Boy has lost a few positions, drops to third. It's Good Risk at All, and Giovinco now take over as they jump the third last, and Giovinco gets it wrong, blunders, and gives Steve Mulqueen no chance whatsoever, unseats the rider. Giovinco has parted company with the jockey. That was 3 outs, 2 to jump, and now it's Good Risk at All in front, coming towards the second last. Good Risk at All over. Hometown Boy's got about 6 or 7 lengths to find now. We'll have to rally. Alaphilippe back in third place, having been tapped for toe since they left the back, on the run to the final furlong and a half, and it's good risk at all at the last fence, and jumps it soundly, is on the run in, a good furlong to go. Hometown Boy dived at the fence in second place. Alaphilippe is now staying on and moves into second, but the spotlight is on a good risk at all.
One on the snaff. Where are we here? Short enough price that we have to stick with him. Step Up and Trip. Should be okay. The last day was 2.5, wasn't it? 6 to both has. The only time at 3 mile before. Yeah, a bit of a negative. Got to stick with him anyway. One for us the last day. On to the big race tomorrow, the Paddy Power Gold Cup. Top weight hasn't won it in a long time, but a classic top weight can do it, and there is a classic top weight there in the Real Whacker that won the Brown Advisory, beating Jerry Calam. Form Frank since, let down a bit today by Braun, didn't run that great in Wexford. The highest rating of a horse has been Alpha Off at 159, and was carrying 11 stone 8 that day. It should be classy enough to be definitely in the money. It'll probably go out in front, and even if it rains overnight and if it's a bit softer, but it depends on how fit it is at this time of the year, but they're not going to send it out sort of half fit, you'd imagine. So I can see that running very well tomorrow. I'm going to go on Angels Breath because I have a feeling this has been targeted for the race. And I like this was a good classy horse when it was with Henderson. It was rated 151. It was off then from over 2 years, 650 days. Came back then, it was pulled up at 2 miles 4. It won. It was second then in a chase last April, but it got a sort of a pipe opener the last day, 27th of October. That looks like it was targeted for the race. Johnny Burke is riding it. I don't know why that is, because Nigel Twiston Davis is on Torn and Frayed, and that has run for 658. As well as that, 9-year-olds have won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 out of the last 7 has been won by 9-year-olds, and there has been 2 8-year-olds in there as well, a 6-year-old and a 7-year-old. So that's targeted for the race, I'd imagine, by Sam Thomas. Might do a small reverse forecast, 1 and 10, because I do think that the top weight has a right chance. Well, Sam Twiston Davis is riding him, of course. What am I thinking? On to the 255, a handicap hurl. We have a French horse here. That's the Hape of Moneyford. But if you look at it, the horse that he couldn't beat in France was the horse familiar to us, Clondaw Castle, and he's an 11-year-old. So, and he hasn't ran that distance before. Clondaw Castle was, I know he's raced 150, but an 11-year-old, like if he was in this race, I don't know what price he'd be. He definitely wouldn't be favourite. We have Buddy one that done us a very good turn the last day. And if you look at the form of this horse, the farther it goes, the farther it seems to like it. 'Twas behind Iroko in the Merton Pipe last March. That's 2.5 miles. Well, two and a half and a bit. But It was third in Listowel after having a couple of runs on the flat and a pipe opener in Galway over 2 miles. That wasn't fair enough that time. But stepping up in distance then the last day. But he won, scooted home.
And who's coming there in between horses on the outside, Shadow Rider, as they jump the second last, and jumping on in front, Buddy One, a mistake by Lord Snooty, almost brought it to a standstill, and Buddy One leads on the home turn from Shadow Rider. Missy is next with Ballyadam Destiny, Gabby's Cross and Crabette, and coming to the final flight. It's the top weight Buddy One from Ballyadam Destiny, Missy with a bit in between horses, followed by Shadow Rider and then Gabby's Cross. 150 yards to go, and it's Buddy One extending the lead. In the closing stages of the WB Gavin and Co. Handicap Hurdle, it is Buddy One keeping it local for Jack and Paul Gilligan. Buddy One, the winner from Gabby's Cross, Shadow.
It's a decent race that one. He won. Judicial Law is a one tomorrow that I think you don't know which way the handbrake will be on this tomorrow, because it has qualified for Tim's already. It was second to Highland. It went up £3 for that. What does it need to get into that next March? I think that's one that could be targeted for next March. I'd have that as the danger tomorrow. It's an each way bet as well. Depending on what they have to do to get into that next year. On to the second last. There's a couple there at the top. First time in a handicap. Springwell Bay. Hasn't ran since behind Irish Point. It had won 2 races prior to that. It's a good little horse, this, because it was second tentatively chosen in a bumper in Punchestown, and then to snapped up has won 4 out of 6. But again, what's the target for it? Is tomorrow the one or not? The market will tell that tomorrow. If that really hot, like today in the last one, when JP's money, when that stable money went down, today you could know that was the one. Resplendant Grace had the run. It's rated 127. It went up £7 for being behind Captain Teague. Now, let's say Captain Teague won that race today, that our horse wasn't in it. This would be all the rage. Tomorrow they'd be saying he was second to the winner of a race. But that ran pretty well enough today, because I'm hoping that the one our lad that won today is a little bit above average. We'll get a bit of fun out of it if it is. So I'd call it that Resplendant Grey getting £10 from the top weight. That'll be at 4 to 1. That'll be the bet, and maybe a small reverse forecast between the two of them, because if you look at the winners of this race the last few years. Unanswered, Gowl Road, Cool Cody won it, Thomas Crapper, a decent horse wins this, and have carried 11-10 a couple of times, 10-5. 5-year-olds have won the last, 4 years. That's even better for Resplendent Grey, because he's a 5-year-old. The bumper, I'm trying to see whether we get a video here or not. There's one I'm going to have a few pound on just for the crack. Mixed Jet, 10 to 1. Might have a few pound on that, but I was looking at the Disco Daisy. This mightn't play now because I was trying to get it to play earlier and it wouldn't. I don't know how it might be out of pattern. No. Refusing. Have a look at it maybe yourselves and see. I was trying to get something sort of each way, Disco Daisy. Emma Lavelle, she likes these sort of bumpers and that, whatever. Anyway. I'm rattling on a bit there. I don't know, I might be over time with this. We'll see tomorrow night. One more day left in Cheltenham with the Greatwood. And the, what do you call it, is on Sunday. The Troy Town. I was planning on putting up something tonight, but I haven't it ready, so I'll get it up. I might do it earlier tomorrow night. So bash the bookies, over and out.